Hello everyone, it's Edward from Ideal Direct Home Improvements, and today I'm going to put together our Dewalt tile saw, and I'm going to show you a quick assembly. We already used it, we unboxed it, and today it's just to show you a quick setup on it. It's pretty much ready to go out of the box. You just have to put together the main saw portion to the stand and stuff like that. So this set came with the saw stand, which was nice, right? And this was pretty simple. If I'm not mistaken, this was already assembled in the box, but if it wasn't, we're gonna kind of skip that and make this quick. It's just a matter of putting in the legs, putting in the nuts and bolts, and that's it, it's ready to go, okay? So this is the stand that came with the saw. From there, the first thing we have to do is get our water tree, and it's a nice big water tree. It sits basically on the stand, and that's it. Comes with a nice plug, the water plug. You know, this is, I think, one of the nicest tile saws. We did a quick unboxing and a quick assembly video on the rigid 7-inch tile saw. This is the Dewalt 10-inch, and this, to me, I've used it many years, many times, and I think it's a much superior saw. Now this costs a little bit more than our rigid 7-inch, or 8-inch it is. This was about $1,000 all said and done with taxes, Canadian dollars, and but it's a bigger saw. It's a little bit more higher quality and stuff like that. Okay, so we're gonna show you how to put it together. So first step, put the tray on the stand. After you assemble the stand, hopefully you get one with a stand, otherwise you know, I don't think it would make any sense. So second step is to put our main frame on our black water tree. If you want to take a look here, right? It says Dewalt on it, so that should face you. So just to set it up so then you're not trying to figure out. So the Dewalt will face you, okay? This I would consider is the front of the saw. This is the main frame that the motor gets fastened to, and then we put on the other accessories. Now, this over here just sits over here. That's the guide, okay? On this side also, we just put in the plug. It's nice and solid. So I'm gonna sit that down there. After this is set up, we're gonna put on the sliding tray. And this takes a little time if you wanna come over here to take a look, right? These wheels go here on the stainless steel rod, okay? And then these ones sit inside this little aluminum track. So I'm just gonna line it up. Like so. That's already sliding on the track. And you can see the quality in this machine. Like, it's unbelievable. Okay? Nice ball bearings, everything stainless steel, nothing rusts. And this has a nice rubber platform so that as you're working with the machine, it doesn't, and it gets wet and stuff, you're not slipping and sliding with tile on it, right? Very, very nice. So after this is set up, our sliding tray, we're gonna put on the extension, and this allows you to hold bigger tiles as you're cutting, and the extension is pretty solid. It's very nice. Has a little wing bolts type thing. The little pegs go into the sliding tray, and then we're just gonna tighten this. Snug. Once that's set up, we can put on the splash guard or the water catcher, whatever you want to call it. This goes on in here. This one's always a little tricky, but let's see. See, I put this one on now, because, okay, so like so. So let's recap that. I put this one on before this because otherwise you won't be able to access that nut, right? So then we're gonna just slide this on. These little arms go onto the tray like that. But we just twist it a little, like so, like that. Tap it in. That's ready, okay? So next step after that, let's start with the saw. All you have is 4 Allen key bolts for the saw to go onto the main table. Take them off. I'm gonna put the saw on. Then we're gonna tighten these up. You can always speed the video after. So now we're gonna grab the monster. Sits nicely like so. Grab my Allen key nuts. This saw came with the Allen key. Put them on. That's it. This is the assembly. We'll tighten these up. So it's a very easy assembly. This is pretty much how you take it out of the box brand new. We're going to put on the rear water tray extension. See, this is a nice saw. This has a good powerful motor. The water system works very well. It's more of a commercial saw, and I've used all kinds of saws, Target saws, all kinds. But the Dewalt, to me, I think is my favorite. We tried out the rigid. It just didn't cut it for the amount of times that we use it and stuff like that. But this saw, to me, is preferred. Okay, so this is our main power cable. We're gonna plug that in after we set everything up. Over here is the female for the pump. Okay, so I'm gonna grab the pump right now. Just gonna, it's a bit of a pain. Okay, so I hand tighten it. Works for me. You can always use a wrench to tighten that. Let's untangle this. I think the easiest way is just to disconnect that plastic, but it's on there pretty tight. The pump we'll put in here, and this here controls the water flow. Okay, there's 2 ways to control the water flow. It's either this little plastic pinch, or there's an actual control on the pump itself. Okay, that's the inlet. This comes out, and you can put it on. You can clean it like so. Okay, so we're gonna just leave the pump there for now. Make sure all the cables are fine. Plug this in. Okay, so our nuts, 4 nuts, that's all it took to tighten. And then everything else just pretty much sits there. And it's pretty solid. This is a great saw. Let's put on the rear splash guard, the water catch. Let's just watch these cords. Simply just slips in like so. And that's it. That's on. See, the one thing I like about the saw is that it has a great water management system. Okay, it's adjustable. With the power of the saw that it has, it's great. And it's these trays, the extensions. Like when you're cutting tile, a lot of water splashes and sprays and stuff like that, you know. And even the side here, this side catches all the water that slips off of the table, so it doesn't fall on the floor, and it goes right back into the saw. Okay, so let's put the blade on. Okay, now it's time to put on the blade. Another great feature on this saw is it comes with the key to change the blade, the Allen key to undo, the Allen screw to get access to the blade, and the other Allen key that, you know, was used to tighten down the main part of the saw to the body. So I already unscrewed this a little bit because I didn't want to take too much time in the video, but you basically take this Allen key, screw out, this flips open, and then we just undo the nut, take the plate off. When you put the blade on, you got to pay attention to the arrows. Very important. That's the rotation of the blade. On every saw, there should be an arrow pointing to how to put on the blade and keep it, you know, within the same rotation type thing. So I'm going to put that on. Now we're using the blade that came with the saw. It's a pretty good blade. The tile that we're using, it's a high quality, so this blade cuts it without chipping it, so I'm not worried. If it was a cheaper quality tile, then we would use the better blade that we have, but this one's pretty good. We haven't had issues with it, you know, and I know that there's only certain tiles that are good. If it's a cheap quality tile, then yeah, this blade isn't 100%, and it will chip the enamels and stuff. Okay, so that's on. Now, when you change a blade, there's always a lock. The saw has a lock. So that as you're tightening this, okay, the lock's in here, if you can see it. See it? That push button. I'm gonna press on that. And then I'm gonna tighten the blade. And then as I'm pressing on that, I'm turning this, okay? And that button went all the way in, and it's ready to tighten. It's locked. You'll see the blade's not turning. That's it. Nice and tight. Release the brake. Put the cover back on. Put the screw back in. This one doesn't come with a laser. The rigid one did. I guess the rigid one with the laser, like, it can help people. It's a different price point, so if you're doing like your own tile, your own basement or something like that, it's pretty good, but I wouldn't keep it professionally. Here's our water nozzles. Okay, we can move them easily so that they're hitting the blade more, less, or not at all. And that's it. These water nozzles are nice because you can use this. Sometimes I use the water nozzles themselves if I have to drill in a tile with my diamond set bit. I put a piece of plywood here, like something small. I put the tile on top and I drill with the diamond set bit, and I use the water from the machine itself, which is great. Okay, so let's store all the keys. And the storage is back here if you want to come around and take a look, which is nice. It's always nice to have these things stored, you know. You have to take them apart, put them back together, and that's it. So your keys can get stored. Let me show you another feature here, which is nice. So you can feel how solid this is and sliding. Like, this is more of a commercial or a pro saw. Even came with a miter gauge, which is nice. So you can use this either to cut 45s, or you can use this if you're ripping down a bunch of tiles, right? And it's the same size, say 4 inches. You can put this gauge on here at 4 inches, and trust me, it's bang on from the factory. So I can put my gauge on at 4 inches, tighten it up, and then just rip down as we please, continuously. Okay, so our pump is set up. Let me just put this like so. That's it. Now I'm gonna adjust the depth on the saw itself. So we don't want it cutting the steel here or the rubber there. So we're gonna set it just enough, which I think we already set it before, and that's beautiful. So this can loosen, and the depth is there. The depth stop, so this is so that you can adjust, you know, go up and down to adjust it, but we have a stop on this side. This is the depth stop adjustment, okay? So I already set it from previous jobs, which is great. So it's just a wing nut, loosen, tighten, and that's it. So that way, if you need to lift this saw up for some reason, you can lift it up, never lose your adjustment, and tighten it down. So it's ready to go. All we have to do is fill it up with water, fill it up with water, and start cutting tile. Anyways, hope you enjoyed. I tried to make this video as quick as I can, and we'll put in some footage of cutting tile so you can see. We have another video that the first time that this was used, we have a video on YouTube where Margaret was cutting tile, and you know, she cut tile. She was the first one to use this saw, and it's amazing. She's a smart cookie. She knows her stuff. Anyways, watch that video too, and check out all our other videos. Thanks for watching, and like I said, we'll add some footage of cutting tile. Have a good day. I think this saw had a lot less to put together than the rigid, which is pretty. I'm gonna put in just a little bit more water. So that took a 5-gallon bucket. So I got 5 gallons and then a quarter of a bucket. Should be okay. The pump should be completely submerged. And that's it. So a full 5-gallon bucket and then a quarter of a 5-gallon. And it's filled. Nothing's leaking. The stop is in. It's ready to go. Shall we plug it in? Now it's going to be loud, but I'll show you the jets. I'll adjust the volume after. Right. And you have on, off, test, reset. Right? It's all good to go. Test, reset. So you know there's power when the red light's on. Put this aside and get ready for it being loud. We're gonna rip down the strip. I already set the gauge. I need 1 1/8 inch strip against the wall. In this case, in this bathroom, I couldn't do anything. But this is basically the saw in action. If you want to see more about the saw in action, you can watch our other video that I'll, you know, put the link on. Anyways, let's get started. Gets a little loud, so. So I just ripped down a 24-inch long tile and cut a 1-inch strip with ease. Beautiful. you know? And this is like the factory blade, and this strip's gonna be against the baseboard, so it's all good. There's like one little nick, that's it. But it's good enough. 24 inch. Ripped it down with these. The water I just have to adjust because I had it full blown, so I'm gonna adjust it. It was spraying a little bit more, but there's the saw in action. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Check out our other videos as usual, and I'm always working on editing, so I wanted to make this one a little quick so I can have very little editing and post it out there. But check out our other videos. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Thumbs up. Thank you.